Good morning, hello, good evening, whenever and wherever you're watching this. Welcome or welcome back. We've got some mugwort sparked up, cleansing and clearing our space. I do have a lot of information coming through today. I've got a few cards laid out, and I'm going to go ahead and lay some more out together, but I wanted to just give a quick call out. I've put a few gemstones here on the table prior to pulling the cards. I've got an angelite sphere. It's a gorgeous stone connecting us with more of the astral realms, which seem to be the impulse today. And I've got I believe it's called Numite. It's got these little sparkles, and it's actually a deep midnight blue, green, black combo with silver flecks, probably a metallic. And then we have my Oko Geode, which is one of my favorites. Helps us with, again, accessing astral realms and beyond the self. And then two with ruby inclusions. This one is a ruby zoisite, if I am not mistaken. All of my stuff is not labeled. Very purple and sparkly silver black, and also a ruby infusionite, the ruby being that purpley fuchsia, and the fuchsite being an add-on. They grew together. So ruby, I went and looked up because I thought, well, if I'm pulling in two rubies, I know it's a high vibrational frequency stone. Being red in its purest form, it's definitely related to the root base chakra, the foundation of our passionate spark of spiritual divine connection, the animating spirit in body. And thus it's helping with the life force energy, the chi, also the heart space and the blood circulatory system. In addition to that, I looked up a few other things to just bring in. Protective, very protective, helps us reach success with helping us to become more bold, confident. It's really connected with love, loyalty, faithfulness, increasing stamina, lessening timidity, lethargy, depression, sharpening the mind, assisting in disputes for cooperative energy, guarding against fears, nightmares, psychic attacks, detoxes blood, body, and lymph, stimulating the adrenals, kidneys, and spleen, helps with weight regulation, particularly in the case of emotional eating, emotional weight gain, and the integration of nutrients and the passing of toxins so that we're able to bring in and process things, foods in particular, and discontinue the weight gain happening because of residual stress and whatnot. Helps us stand up for threatened people, family, friends, animals, environments, overcome low vibrational narratives and self-limiting beliefs, such as feeling that you're unloved or unattractive or something like that. So that removes and releases those emotional factors that resist our successful navigation of our journey and of our purpose and finding satisfaction and pleasure in the life in general. Promotes self-love towards the self and body, and activates chi, life force, helps ground our physical body, and also helps work with our sense of independence and leadership, and thus helps us to follow our own bliss. So a few channeled messages. There were quite, for myself specifically, a ton of lucid astral travels last night, and this one dream that persisted from nearly the time I fell asleep until I woke up several times. I believe this is spirit kind of shaking us awake to bring those semi-conscious interactions and travels to our more conscious mind to help us to integrate and to work through the symbolic languages and the context of that dream, to kind of chew on that a bit, integrate those messages. And then I fell back asleep and went right back into it. So I woke up around the 1 o'clock hour and then dreamt further. And I was probably awake for a good half hour, 45 minutes to an hour in between this timeless space of semi-awareness, very lucid, and then falling back asleep, waking up sometime within the 3 o'clock hour, and then sleeping with that same context of dream, but switching, but same characters at play, until I woke up that final time around the 7 o'clock hour this morning. It was nice to sleep in a bit. I've been getting up early for the school year. So anyways, there's this idea. We also have the first card coming out today is Sisters of the Star Blossoms from the Kuan Yin deck, which is number 27. It's a 9. And this card has the Sisters of the Star Blossoms is talking about the connection with the Pleiadian star systems, which is located somewhere around in and amongst the cluster of stars representing Taurus, the zodiac sign of Taurus. And right now we've just about 30 days ago moved away from the Scorpio-Taurus axis with the moon cycles, and then we just had the Sagittarian full moon, and today at the time of this recording is the Gemini new moon. So we've got this real alignment, a lineup of planetary influences. Mars has just moved from Aries into Taurus, and Uranus is there at the very end of this of Taurus. So we've got Mars, which is passion, action, and confidence and charisma, and that bringing of the creative life force forward and taking action steps towards something, or an activation in general. And so we've got some type of momentum happening with the Taurian skies there. And Uranus at the end is the higher octave of Mercury, bringing innovation and shaking up anything that has been static or stagnant or lethargic, and activating that. So we've got two shake 'em up type influences in the area of Taurus. And the planetary alignment that's going on is just uncanny. We've got Mercury at the close end, and then we move to Jupiter, Uranus, and Krypton's in the middle, but I don't know enough about Krypton. We'll have to get into that. All it reminds me of is kryptonite. Isn't that where Superman is from? Which is, one of those symbolic things we can put into the message. Then we have Mars, which I'm not sure why I've listed Mars beyond the other outer planets. Probably because of the placement in the sky system, right? It's not about the proximity to Earth, but about the appearance and the lineup in the sky. So then we had Mars, and then Neptune, and then Saturn. So it's a mishmash of energies, but they work really well together. And it's about, like there's I'm getting the image of salty sweet for flavor. It's like you wouldn't think that people would put something salty on their waffle, or something like the chicken in the waffle, or the chocolate on bacon. I'm not sure I've tried either one of those, but there's something very appealing about melding somewhat different elements into one recipe, into one melting pot. It's that diversity of influences that stimulates the pre-existing notions and elevates and innovates. So here we have Mercury being ideas, Jupiter expanding our blessings and expanding those ideas, touched off with then Uranus, which is the innovation of how to expand our ideas and our blessings by the application of new ideas and approaches, beliefs, self beliefs, cleansing, clearing, and being open and receptive to the new. And then we're moving into then Mars, which is the activating of the passions and activating of, yes, I can and I will, and I already am in the process of activating and being this individual. It's the self-creationism, the creation of our life, of our own specific moral codes and our own authenticity. And then Neptune activating dreams and universal love systems. And so we're taking action on our passions to elevate our sense of passion and belief in those utopian ideals, whatever that is that speaks to our sensibilities. And then with Saturn, it's the commitment, the accountability factor, and the delegating factor of no longer taking on what isn't ours, releasing that and taking in what will promote this change right now. So there's something quite astounding coming through astral, through visions, meditation, or dreamscapes right now for us all. And with the Pleiadian influence and with the cards on the table here, there's this contact which came in yesterday. Today it comes in as the kiss, a connecting influence that feels very familiar and resonant to our frequency. And it's pulling us back into that frequency of universal love, faith, hope, and so on. So this kiss of the divine coming through, really increasing our sense of validation in our lovability and our ability to be that lover that came out yesterday, not on the one-to-one intimate romantic love, but in the ability to be loving to all without reservation, but with proper boundaries. So there's some type of a communion with spirit here that's validating this sense of self and our life that we've created, and that gathering of life force, the gathering of the soul tribe. Perhaps there's a stranger or multiple individuals that are coming through the dreams. These characters that are playing out are being indicated as part of your soul tribe, or people that are inspiring change and integration within yourself, whether they represent an emotional challenge or an emotional aspiration or a sense of belonging and connectivity. There's all types of activations depending on where we are each individually at. But trust that there's an imparting of knowledge and that validating, activating precedent that is lifting us up and strengthening, grounding the foundation of where we're entering this new chapter. There's something incredible coming in. And I believe it's our connection somehow to the star systems in what's being called out recently as the Pleiadian star system and star seed origins, whatever links that we may have to those incoming messages being channeled through our aura and through our ability to create and sustain, which are both here, that sense of unified consciousness. And to then, it's reinforcing the presence of the star codes that have perhaps been latent in our auric shield, protecting us from activating too early before we could handle it. And it's perhaps been foreshadowed years or decades prior to this. Perhaps it's something you had a link to since childhood, and you're being activated now with these light codes, star codes, and you're being asked to recognize this with that incoming energy of the new moon in Gemini. Gemini being the mirror, the twins, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, the yin and the yang. Castor and Pollux are the twins. One was the shadow and one was the light. And as we activate all of the self, we're being asked to witness and integrate all of these earthly realms with the higher divine realms, and to then activate this within the body. With Mars entering Taurus, it's activating our body to be a conduit of light and of love. And so being more loving with our personal relationships, and with taking our feelings of perhaps being this goddess of the outcasts here, feeling somewhat estranged or different or alien from the surrounding circumstance or from your family of origin, or early experiences or current experiences. There's this idea here of, she has a parrot on her hand. It's like being able to activate the full body, then activating the ability to express. It's like hearing isn't necessarily the right word. It's when we get those channels, it's like that divine knowing. I had knowing on the deck. Yes. The return of spirit came out here in the pre-shuffle with knowledge. So it's like body-based knowledge, spontaneous sparks of insight and inspiration and creative energy, and even seeing into individuals before us, the multi-layers of their operation and their status quo and their good, bad, and ugly. We can sense this perhaps even easier sometimes than we can see our own business, because we dig and dig, but we're never outside of our energy field. And so our ability to connect with self is part of that magic. So anything else? Yeah, with this planetary alignment, this is activating our body so that we can feel things very, very precisely and become the advocate for that, to stand up for the creation of the new life, the new world, the new earth, this mother Gaia. And the cosmic influx is coming through those open and cleansed channels of these starseed collectives around in sporadic areas of the globe. We're all being lit up and telepathically connected to some type of collective neural net. And we are connecting through the web, the interwebs, and through telepathic heart-based connections here. And so if you're dreaming of strangers, these are individuals perhaps in your soul tribe. So let's show you what else is on the deck. We already showed you that the Sisters of the Star Blossoms came through. Look at all those feminine essences. The one having this lantern on a stick. It's like they're all dancing and moving. It's like those Tai Chi type flowing motions, like moving through the waves and the influx of life, the emotional waters, and it's like passing energy work and cleansing and transmuting energies that pass through us and not letting it infiltrate and put its toxins into our sacred pools of our psychic waters. We are allowing ourselves to witness and to transmute without taking on that heaviness any longer. And there are multiple people doing this all in tandem, sometimes so unconsciously and so automatically that we're not even aware of the powerful momentum of the movement that we're part of. On the other side here, number 33, Master 33, and that's self-mastery to me, creative self-mastery. Anahata Kali is the heart chakra. And I will tell you, on the code cards, I pre-shuffled, and the only one that flew out automatically was the base root chakra. And so it's bringing that Kundalini energy up into the heart space and then being able to project it forward, to be able to release the upgraded energies from our field. Everything that touches us gets upgraded. It's like having that golden touch. And so this Matangi has gone through her own healing here, and she's got this lotus of wise understanding and spiritual transformation and blooming, this big moon with her intuitive connection to the cosmos and to the other side, the other realms, the other dimensions, and her ability to slice through with this, is it a scimitar or something? That crescent shaped sword. She's got the Om symbol carved into her hand, speaking perhaps of her humble beginnings and her blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this. And then before I get sidetracked, I also have Prepare to be Astounded came out here on the pre-shuffle. And I want to show you the archetypal deck cards. We got the Sustainer with the Creator, which these are linked. It's a trio of Creator, Sustainer, Destroyer. And this is, I do believe, Shiva is the Creator. Is it Vishnu or is it Krishna? I think it's Vishnu, which is the Sustainer. And then Ganesh is the Destroyer. And if I screwed that up, I do apologize, but it's relevant to their story. So here we have first the Sustainer under the star blossoms. So it's like we have been here anchoring the star codes our entire lifetime. And we've been cultivating, we've been protecting ourself, our inner peace and our inner piece of knowledge. And it's being activated now with telling us, well, now it's time to take all that information and to create with your groups. This outcast energy here is, I'll read a bit of it in a moment, but it's like part of our process has been quite independent to protect and provide and to plant the seeds in our world and to transmute those energies with that beautiful violet and purple and indigo colors here, the ability to transmute and convey those messages and to set everyone up that we touch and meet in our place and environment for this next movement. But now the activation comes through where we're told we're meant to be connecting with our groups, either in astral or in physical, to create whatever it is that we have idealized. And we will be connecting with more individuals on the real planes, real time, to create something out of the box, activating all the chakras with these rainbow colors. It could be some type of artistry, some type of community, connectivity, retreats, sharing of knowledge. And then we have under the heart chakra here, we have the One. This came out yesterday. Unity consciousness, no longer feeling estranged and separate, alienated, extra special, or extra overlooked. It's understanding that we're all on equal playing ground, even though we're filling multiplicity of niches here in the world. And then the kiss under the deck. So I want to just read this real quick, and then we'll see about getting some code cards. The Mantangi under that, Gauri Devi. Okay, we won't read that one, but that's a more dark card of seeing both sides of something. She is the tantric queen of outcasts, again, bringing that kundalini into the heart space. Tantric queen of outcasts, unveiling hidden inner power to thrive outside of conventional society. She holds the secret teachings, this knowledge of spirit, of the power of the voice, and of the power, the healing power of art and music and soul song, I would interject. She's the divine feminine medicine for the lost, the alienated, those who have been cast aside. If you've been denied love and respect, she brings healing and empowerment. If you have suffered any rejection, abandonment, or been labeled as unworthy in any way, she brings dignity and repair. She's the ignition of a creative, joyful, and vibrant life path. And so that's that vibrant life path that we have created and are continuing to create. We're setting up some type of template code that future generations will be able to follow. So she dwells outside of conventional society, and she may have been tossed aside or overlooked because of her ability to source power from that which others cannot recognize as having value. So whatever you've been gathering, information that others overlook because it's not pop culture or something, something more valuable like esoteric knowledge, or even on the physical plane, those things that will go into your creation, like scrap metal for whatever reason, or like other things for some type of community building. She sees worth where others are not capable of noticing, let alone honoring. So this is also talking about there's a time to be on your own in your process, which is now passing, but we're also going to continue to have this time. And now the need to gather with others. Root chakra still on the bottom of the deck here. Prosperity, number 36. Anything else? That one turned, we'll take that. Oh, two of them here. Emergence and romantic love. That's gorgeous. So we're right now told that this prosperity is the outcast, the gathering of resources and seeing the worth where others do not. We are holding spiritual gold, and there are a huge amount of individuals in other collectives and the broader collective that are impoverished, spiritually impoverished, because they don't understand how to transmute the heavy. They don't understand how to allow the fresh and innovative. But we're all being challenged in our own ways to face up to these things and to create change. And everything seems to be switching. Ooh, I have picked that up. One stayed on the deck and miracle underneath. Allowing our miracle to take shape. I love that. And allowing ourselves to perceive of the blessings in the universe. I just flubbed up picking this up and two popped off. Earth and the crossing initiation. Yes, it's our Earth is in an influx of energetic influences, and there's this emergence of universal love and the ability to be the romantic lover of the earth, the completing, mirroring, evident, something that evidences this shift and the change. And Spirit is allowing us to be one of the leaders in this initiation of the earth and the initiation of the beings that are ready and willing to perceive and to download their own significant transformations at this time. Ooh, under the deck, lost compass, getting back to integrity. Remember those moral codes of our own intuitive making. This is bringing the world back into accountability. We're shifting the world and the earth into these new codes that we've been aware of for so long, but others have perhaps not been ready, or we perhaps have not been able to convey it in a language that was able to be translated by their higher selves. That was a huge fallout. We'll take those cards. Horned cactus, resourcefulness. I like this because we talked about the outcast being able to see the value in those things that others cannot. And under that, the rattle, the conjuring, the summoning of spirit. And see the horns on this. It's protecting, providing, and it's that Taurian influence here. I don't know if we have a few Tauruses watching this, or if you have a prominent Taurus placement, or if this is all just that Mars Martian, I'm hearing, influence of being able to release any type of prickly misunderstandings and allow others to touch into our energy in a whole new way. We have this fool's embrace, transmuting the pain of the collective here, releasing any sense of being outcast, being overlooked, or unloved with that assistance of the ruby influence today, especially sacred covenant, the contracts, soul contracts are coming up for renewal, revocation, completion, and revisions. And so you may even have dreams or astral influences where you are taking on new contracts, in bringing in strangers and new people. But there's this switching over of the jobs that we are doing here in the world, in the energetic forms. And so we are the deciders of which soul contracts we are going to write, renew, or revoke and complete. Then we have Caterpillar opportunity that came out yesterday too. This is that shape-shifting energy that's able to be resourceful and to see those blessings and to conjure the blessings and to be that chameleon essence that completes our own process, that mirrors our own beauty and resilience and perseverance in this process. Crown Games, right use of power. Those two came out yesterday together with the similar message of being able to play the game of manipulation from the Dharma end of things instead of the karma end of things. Instead of inciting more karma, we sometimes have to play the divine trickster, that Hanuman energy of tricking people into their awakening, tricking them into self-love, into loving others, and being more open and receptive to the magic. Galactic mushroom, the divine matrix. Yeah, using the matrix to our advantage. And then here we have that parrot energy, the rainbow, coming through with that momentous healing activation of creating the new world with our comrades and soul tribe here, and really that mouthpiece speaking through our magic. It looks like we're out of time. I hope that you're able to identify with some of those messages and to apply that to whatever's coming through for you. And please do consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to help us and get those algorithms out there for others to get these messages. And finally, every step counts. Number 10, there's an advantage in taking things slowly, deep. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. And off the back, setting up parameters. Thank you so much for your views and your time. Assess your relationships and determine how they're aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your present relationships. And again, how we are activating and being activated by the good, bad, ugly, and so on. And how our magic is stepping forth more powerfully than ever, because it is time for us to